As we grow older, life offers us a chance to live with greater wisdom, peace, and purpose, but only if we let go of what no longer serves us. In our youth, we chase things that seem important, but in old age, it's time to simplify and focus on what truly matters. Welcome to Stoic Mind, where we use the timeless wisdom of Stoicism to live better at every stage of life. Today, we're diving into a powerful topic: 10 things to eliminate from your life in old age. In 2025, people are living longer than ever, with global life expectancy rising to 73 years, according to recent studies. But a longer life doesn't always mean a better one. Too many of us carry burdens into old age: regrets, toxic relationships, and meaningless distractions that keep us from finding peace. Stoicism teaches us to let go of what we can't control and focus on what brings true fulfillment. In this video, we'll explore 10 things you should eliminate from your life as you age, from regrets and grudges to materialism and the fear of death. By letting go of these burdens, you can live your later years with clarity, serenity, and joy. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Let's make sure your old age is a time of true living, not just existing. Are you ready to simplify your life and embrace peace? Let's dive into the first thing to eliminate: regrets about the past. Part 1. Regrets about the past. The first thing to eliminate in old age is regrets about the past. As we age, it's easy to look back and dwell on what we could have done differently: missed opportunities, mistakes, or choices we wish we'd made. But Stoicism teaches us that the past is beyond our control, and dwelling on it only steals our peace in the present. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Forget the past, it is gone. Focus on the present, for that is where your power lies." Regrets keep us stuck in a cycle of what-ifs. Maybe you regret not taking that job, not traveling more, or not spending enough time with loved ones. But here's the truth: you did the best you could with the knowledge and circumstances you had at the time. The Stoics believed in accepting the past as it is, because it can't be changed. Instead of regretting, ask yourself, what can I do now to live with purpose? Maybe you can't travel the world anymore, but you can share stories with your grandchildren or write a memoir. The present is where your power lies. How do we let go of regrets? Start by practicing Stoic acceptance. Reflect on your past, but don't judge it. Write down one regret that's been weighing on you. Then ask, can I change this now? If not, let it go. Then focus on what you can do today: small acts of kindness, learning something new, or simply enjoying the moment. By releasing regrets, you free your mind to live fully in the present. Letting go of regrets is the first step to a peaceful old age. In the next part, we'll talk about eliminating grudges and resentment. Part 2. Grudges and resentment. The second thing to eliminate is grudges and resentment. Holding on to anger from past conflicts, whether with family, friends, or colleagues, poisons your peace in old age. As we age, we should seek reconciliation and forgiveness, not bitterness. Seneca said, "Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured." In old age, that vessel is your mind, and it deserves peace. Grudges often stem from feeling wronged or betrayed. Maybe a sibling hurt you decades ago, or a friend let you down. But carrying that resentment into old age only hurts you, not them. The Stoics believe that we can't control others' actions, but we can control our response. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing what happened. It means freeing yourself from the burden of anger. In old age, life is too short to hold on to negativity. How do we let go of grudges? Practice stoic forgiveness. Reflect on the person you're resentful toward and ask, did they act out of ignorance or their own pain? Most people don't hurt others intentionally. They're often struggling themselves. Then imagine releasing that anger, like letting go of a heavy stone. If possible, reach out to reconcile. If not, forgive them in your heart. This act of letting go will bring you peace. Eliminating grudges allows you to live with a lighter heart. Next, we'll talk about letting go of the need for approval. Part 3, the need for approval. The third thing to eliminate is the need for approval. In old age, it's time to stop seeking validation from others, whether it's through social media likes, societal expectations, or family pressures. Stoicism teaches us that true worth comes from within, not from external opinions. Epictetus said, "If you seek the approval of others, you make them your judge." In old age, you should be your own judge. As we age, we might feel pressure to prove we're still relevant, posting on social media, trying to keep up with trends, or seeking praise for our achievements. But this need for approval creates stress and distracts us from what truly matters. In 2025, social media use among seniors is rising, with 45% of people over 65 active online, according to recent studies. But constantly seeking likes or validation can make us feel inadequate. Stoicism reminds us that our value lies in our character, wisdom, kindness, and integrity, not in others' opinions. How do we let go of this need? Practice stoic self-reliance. Reflect on why you seek approval. Are you trying to prove something? Then remind yourself of your intrinsic worth. Write down 3 qualities you're proud of. Maybe your resilience, your generosity, or your humor. Focus on living according to your values, not others' expectations. If social media stresses you out, take a break or quit altogether. Letting go of the need for approval frees you to live authentically. Next, we'll talk about eliminating materialism. Part 4, Materialism and Excess Possessions. The fourth thing to eliminate is materialism and excess possessions. In old age, it's time to simplify your life by letting go of the attachment to material things. Stoicism teaches us that true happiness comes from within, not from what we own. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." In old age, less is more. Many of us accumulate things over the years, clothes, gadgets, furniture, thinking they'll bring us happiness. But in old age, these possessions can become a burden. They take up space, require maintenance, and distract us from what truly matters: relationships, experiences, and inner peace. Studies show that decluttering can reduce stress and improve mental health, especially for seniors. By letting go of materialism, you create space for what brings real joy. How do we let go of materialism? Start by decluttering your home. Go through your possessions and ask, does this bring me joy or serve a purpose? If not, donate it, give it to family, or throw it away. Then, shift your focus to experiences, spending time with loved ones, enjoying nature, or pursuing hobbies. The Stoics valued simplicity, and in old age, a simple life is a peaceful one. Eliminating materialism helps you focus on what truly matters. Next, we'll talk about letting go of the fear of death. Part 5, Fear of Death. The fifth thing to eliminate is the fear of death. In old age, the reality of mortality becomes more present, and for many, this fear creates anxiety and mental unrest. Stoicism offers a powerful perspective on death, teaching us to accept it as a natural part of life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Fear of death often stems from the unknown, what happens after we die, or the pain of leaving loved ones behind. But the Stoics believe that death is inevitable and beyond our control, so worrying about it only steals our peace in the present. Instead, they encouraged us to focus on living well now. Seneca said, "The life we receive is not short, but we make it so by wasting time. In old age, every moment is precious. Don't let fear rob you of that time." How do we let go of this fear? Practice Stoic meditation on mortality. Each day, take a moment to reflect on death, not with fear, but with acceptance. Imagine it as a natural conclusion to a life well lived. Then ask yourself, am I living in alignment with my values today? By focusing on living well, you diminish the fear of dying. Spend your days doing what brings you joy, whether it's gardening, reading, or connecting with family. Eliminating the fear of death allows you to live fully in the present. Next, we'll talk about letting go of toxic relationships. Part 6, Toxic Relationships. The sixth thing to eliminate is toxic relationships. In old age, your time and energy are precious, and you should surround yourself with people who bring you joy, not stress. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own actions and boundaries, and let go of relationships that harm our peace. Epictetus said, "Avoid the company of those who disturb your tranquility." Toxic relationships, whether with family, friends, or neighbors, can drain your energy and create mental chaos. Maybe you have a friend who constantly criticizes you, or a family member who brings drama into your life. In old age, you don't have time for negativity. The Stoics believed in cultivating relationships based on virtue, mutual respect, kindness, and support. If a relationship doesn't align with those values, it's time to let go. How do we let go of toxic relationships? Set clear boundaries. If someone consistently brings negativity, limit your contact with them. This doesn't mean cutting them off completely. It might mean seeing them less often or keeping conversations light. If the relationship is deeply harmful, it's okay to walk away entirely. Then, focus on nurturing positive relationships. Spend time with people who uplift you and share your values. Eliminating toxic relationships creates space for peace and joy. Next, we'll talk about letting go of overthinking. Part 7, Overthinking and Worry. The seventh thing to eliminate is overthinking and worry. In old age, our minds can become consumed with worries about health, finances, or the future of our loved ones. But Stoicism teaches us that overthinking about things we can't control only steals our peace. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it's not in your control, why let it trouble your mind?" Overthinking often happens when we focus on the future or replay the past. Maybe you're worried about your health declining or anxious about your children's future. But the Stoics believe that most of our worries never come to pass, and even if they do, worrying doesn't change the outcome. Instead, we should focus on the present moment and what we can do now. In old age, peace of mind is more valuable than endless what-ifs. How do we stop overthinking? Practice Stoic mindfulness. When you catch yourself worrying, pause. Take a deep breath and ask, is this in my control? If it's not, like your health or your children's choices, let it go. If it is, like managing your finances, take one small action to address it, then move on. Another Stoic technique is to limit your exposure to worry triggers. If the news stresses you out, reduce how often you watch it. Focus on the present. Enjoy a walk, a good book, or a conversation. Eliminating overthinking brings clarity and calm. Next, we'll talk about letting go of the need to control everything. Part 8. The need to control everything. The 8th thing to eliminate is the need to control everything. In old age, it's time to let go of the illusion that we can control every aspect of our lives or the lives of others. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts and actions, and accept what we can't. Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." As we age, we might feel the urge to control our family, our health, or our environment, thinking it will bring us security. Maybe you're trying to dictate your children's decisions, or you're stressed about aging and losing independence. But the Stoics believe that trying to control what's outside our power only creates frustration. In old age, acceptance is the path to peace. You can't control aging, but you can control how you respond to it, with grace and wisdom. How do we let go of control? Practice Stoic acceptance. Reflect on what's causing you stress. Is it something you can control? If not, let it go. For example, you can't control how your children live their lives, but you can control the advice you give and the love you show. Focus on your own actions and trust that others will find their way. Another Stoic practice is to embrace amor fati, love your fate, accept life as it unfolds, and find peace in that acceptance. Letting go of the need to control brings freedom. Next, we'll talk about eliminating unhealthy habits. Part 9. Unhealthy habits. The 9th thing to eliminate is unhealthy habits. In old age, your health becomes more fragile, and habits like poor diet, smoking, or lack of exercise can take a serious toll on your well-being. Stoicism teaches us to care for our bodies as a vessel for our mind and soul. Seneca said, "It is a shame to grow old through sheer neglect of body and mind." Unhealthy habits not only harm your physical health, but also your mental peace. If you're eating poorly, you might feel sluggish and irritable. If you're not moving your body, you might feel stiff and depressed. Studies show that regular exercise and a balanced diet can improve mood and cognitive function in seniors, helping you live a more vibrant old age. The Stoics valued moderation and self-discipline, and in old age, these principles are more important than ever. How do we eliminate unhealthy habits? Start small. Identify one habit you'd like to change. Maybe it's eating too much sugar or not walking enough. Replace it with a healthier alternative. Swap sugary snacks for fruit, or take a 10-minute walk each day. Then, practice Stoic self-discipline. Remind yourself why you're making this change, to live with more energy, clarity, and joy. Over time, these small changes will transform your health and peace of mind. Eliminating unhealthy habits helps you live a longer, happier life. Next, we'll talk about letting go of meaningless distractions. Part 10. Meaningless distractions. The 10th and final thing to eliminate is meaningless distractions. In old age, your time is precious, and you should spend it on what truly matters, not on activities that waste your energy and attention. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what aligns with our values and brings us fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do only what is necessary, and you will have more time for what is essential." Meaningless distractions can take many forms: endless TV watching, gossip, or scrolling on social media. In 2025, seniors are spending more time online than ever, with many using social media to stay connected. But if you're spending hours watching reality TV or arguing in comment sections, you're missing out on what truly matters: deep conversations, hobbies, or quiet reflection. The Stoics believed in living with intention, and in old age, every moment should be spent wisely. How do we eliminate distractions? Practice Stoic intentionality. Reflect on how you spend your time. Are your activities meaningful? Do they bring you joy or growth? If not, cut them out. For example, if you're watching TV for hours, limit yourself to one show a day and use the extra time to read, meditate, or connect with loved ones. Replace distractions with activities that align with your values, whether it's gardening, writing, or volunteering. In old age, a life of purpose is a life of peace. Eliminating meaningless distractions helps you live with purpose. Let's wrap up with some final thoughts. Conclusion: embrace a peaceful old age. We've explored 10 things to eliminate from your life in old age to live with greater peace, purpose, and joy. We've learned to let go of regrets, grudges, the need for approval, materialism, fear of death, toxic relationships, overthinking, the need to control, unhealthy habits, and meaningless distractions. Each of these steps, rooted in Stoic wisdom, helps you simplify your life and focus on what truly matters. In old age, Stoicism offers a path to a life well lived. By letting go of these burdens, you create space for what brings true fulfillment, deep relationships, meaningful activities, and inner peace. You don't need to carry the weight of the past or the worries of the future. Focus on the present, live with virtue, and embrace the beauty of your later years. Seneca said, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." Make your story a good one. Thank you for joining us on Stoic Mind. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more Stoic wisdom. Share your thoughts in the comments. What are you letting go of in old age? Let's grow wiser and more peaceful.